The company I chose to focus on for my first vignette is Airbnb. Airbnb is an American company that focuses on operating an online marketplace for short and long-term homestays and experiences. The section of the final template guide that I chose to base my recommendations off of are on the promotion section. Both of my recommendations revolve around the same idea, which is to integrate influencers into Airbnb's platform. Leisurely travel has changed a lot in the past couple generations. My dad used to tell me old tales about how when he was my age, if he wanted to go on a vacation, he'd schedule a meeting with a travel agent. In their meeting, the agent would share knowledgeable information about the spots my dad was considering. And once he made up his mind, the agent would do everything from book his flights to hotels to transportation. Then, after the meeting, my dad would hop in his Model T and drive home at the whopping speed of 10 miles an hour. Okay, obviously that last part is an exaggeration, but the point is there have been rapid changes made in the leisurely travel industry from my dad's generation to mine. You see, there's this thing called the internet that allows us to extensively research any vacation spot we desire, whether it's domestically, from sea to shining sea, across the pond, or the land down under. The instant and widespread access to the internet has essentially wiped out the need for these so-called travel agents that once roamed the earth. Now you may be asking yourself, why do these travel agents matter? They sound like old news. Well, I believe that there's still a place for these agents in this industry. However, these agents would look drastically different than the ones that I was referring to previously. In today's competitive market, effective promotional strategies are vital for companies like Airbnb to maintain their market presence and attract customers. This is why I suggest the idea of influencer marketing. This can be a powerful tool for Airbnb to enhance its promotional efforts, reach new audiences, as well as increase the amount of bookings they're receiving through their app and website. My proposal outlines 2 key recommendations on how to integrate influencer marketing into Airbnb's promotional strategy. The first recommendation I have for Airbnb is to form a partnership with a travel influencer or travel influencers. I believe that this would create a more authentic content experience within the app and website, while also pairing users with an actual face that they can trust. Now, travel influencers typically have a pretty dedicated group of followers on social media who display a great amount of trust in their trip recommendations. Oftentimes, these travel influencers inspire their followers to, take the money out of their pocket and spend money on their next trip. So by collaborating with influencers who have similar target audiences as Airbnb, they can leverage their credibility and strive to more effectively promote the accommodations and experiences the company provides. So how would Airbnb actually go about implementing this plan? I believe that the first step they have to take is to recognize and identify which influencers align with their brand. This would require extensive research in order to find the right influencers that most accurately align with who Airbnb is as a company, what they're trying to promote, and who their target market is. Once Airbnb has found the right influencers, they must continue to build trust and highlight the mutual benefits that come from these collaborations. Now, obviously, the first kind of example that comes to mind for this mutual relationship between Airbnb and their influencers is payment for the influencer's work. Now, obviously, they can just pay them cold hard cash, but Airbnb can also get creative. And they can offer things such as complimentary stays or other unique experiences that would not only help Airbnb as a company, but would also help their influencers further promote their own personal brand in the process. Now, another aspect of this plan that, in my opinion, is probably the most important one comes the actual creation of the content. Now, Airbnb must work with its influencers to be very intentional in making sure that they are publishing content that strategically engages its users in the influencer's experience. Lastly, Airbnb can double down on the content creation of their influencers' posts by reposting it on their own social media pages, websites, and other platforms they use to reach their customers. Not only does this allow the content to reach more people, but it also enhances Airbnb's credibility through a third party. Okay, so now moving on to my second recommendation, which also involves influencers. Now, my second recommendation kind of includes putting in some type of referral program in place, which influencers are the main advocates for it. Okay, so referral programs are a very effective way to incentivize existing customers to get new customers to join Airbnb. Now, by involving influencers in this referral process, Airbnb can tap into their engaged audience and use this as leverage to get more people on the platform. Not only would this expand Airbnb's customer base, but it would also strengthen the loyalty in existing customers. So, how would Airbnb actually go about this? Well, first, Airbnb would need to develop a referral program that focuses on both incentivizing the referrer and the new user. Now, examples of some of the rewards Airbnb can include in this program are travel credits, discounts, or chances at winning exclusive experiences. They would also have to recruit influencers to advocate for this incentive policy and create incentives that are specific to certain influencers. An example that comes to mind are promo codes that are specific to individual influencers. This would allow Airbnb to monitor and track the amount of referrals influencers are responsible for and credit them as necessary. In conclusion, incorporating influencer marketing in Airbnb's promotional strategy has the potential to offer an array of different benefits, such as increased brand recognition and increased user engagement. By partnering with travel influencers for authentic content creation and implementing referral programs with influencers as advocates, Airbnb will further gain leverage in the travel and hospitality industry. These recommendations provide a roadmap for Airbnb to maximize its promotional efforts and continue to thrive in the evolving market landscape.